strong play on the defensive side of the ball, and when you give up 22 more plays to the opposition and you end up with 100 more yards,
turnovers.
It's turnovers, but it's part of the football game, and I said this, and I'll kick it back to you. There's a certain point where you're an offensive coordinator, you're an offensive coach, you're the head coach, and that's where you hang your hat, and you got to look down at facts. And the facts of Auburn right now is we don't play discipline. We turn the football over a lot. We act like the IQ of the game is not extremely high for whatever reason. I think we've got great guys on this team, very smart guys. I don't know what the culture's like in the locker room.
It doesn't seem bad. It doesn't seem bad.
It doesn't seem that way.
No.
I've been a fan of some Auburn teams where I go, man, something's off there. That's a group of bad guys that we're trying to throw out there and put them all. I don't get that feel about this roster, but for whatever reason, we do stupid things that can't get off the field and third and longs. But the turnovers and things like that are a must fix, and I don't have an answer.
There's one major error in that got us to this point of the season, in my opinion. And this is on you, Freeze. Look, I'm not blaming the roster and all that. He's still he's busting his rear end to recruit. I know he says things that piss people off, and I think all coaches do that. But for the most part, he was handed a crap sandwich, for lack of better terms. He's trying to fix it, and I think he is through recruiting. But there is one thing I will hold him accountable for, and he had an opportunity. He judged that quarterback room. He looked at those quarterbacks and thought, okay, somewhere in his mind that those guys in there, somebody in there, namely Peyton Thorne, was good enough to navigate this schedule and give Auburn a better chance than we did last year. He thought, okay, I like what I'm seeing, all this kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. And he came in the second half, and here we go again with musical quarterbacks. But he had an opportunity to go out in the portal and get somebody. It's a little bit more experienced. I know Peyton Thorne's experienced and all, but none of us had a good feeling. Have somebody like a Diego Pavia or a Cam Ward. I know he came with a $1.5 million price tag. That's what the word on the street is. The guy could possibly be the Heisman Trophy winner by the time the season's over. But he goes down to Miami and immediately makes them a competitor. Miami has been teeter-tottering on being a bad football program for a while now. He was an injection into that offense. Now look at what they are. He had a chance, if it wasn't Cam Ward, to go get somebody else in the portal to come try to make up a little bit of the gap that we have on offense. He didn't do it. He said, we got what we got, and we're going to ride with them. And so that rests solely on Hugh Freeze's shoulders. He made that call. He made that decision. I hear all the people out there saying, we didn't have the money. That's bullcrap. Okay, I mean, look, I know we went out and got some big-time recruits, receivers especially. You got the best receiving class in school history. But if you don't have, and that's what everybody was saying, if you don't have somebody that can get them the football, then it does no good. And then you worry about trying to keep them. He had an opportunity. The head football coach, again, it's not all on him, the whole result of what we are right now. But he had a chance to go get somebody to add to that quarterback room. He didn't do it, man.
And I don't have an answer on why Auburn struggles so mightily, no matter who the coach is, who the offensive coordinator is, which changes every year from a new coordinator to the coach. Oh, I want to handle.
Maybe that's what the problem is.
Well, it could be, but the development of quarterbacks at Auburn University is the biggest head scratcher. I have no answers for it because they do go to other places and they do play better. And why that goes on at Auburn, I don't know. I don't. Do you have a good answer for that one? Would you please help me there?
No, I don't.
Who's the last quarterback that you as an Auburn fan, and I know them all back to the early 80s, that you really felt like Auburn developed? Like that guy came in and he was a much better quarterback in year 2 or 3 from what we had when he initially got there. Can you not? Please, who's the last one that you really feel like we developed?
From a numbers standpoint, Nick Marshall got better. From a numbers standpoint, from 13 to 14.
From a completion percentage standpoint.
You're right.
Yeah.
But he's not really a true prototypical quarterback. He was a run-pass option quarterback.
It's a perfect fit.
It was a perfect fit what Malzahn did. I thought you might have seen a progression from Jarrett Stidham from 17 to 18, but I saw a regression there. Never saw anything with Sean White. He never did. You know, we can keep going on down the list.
Well,
I don't know, man. It's an anomaly, dude.
It is.
It's an anomaly. I don't have an answer for it.
And I think that until we figure that part of it out and get an answer for that, then we're going to be sitting here as Auburn fans hoping and praying the right quarterback shows up at our back door to make the difference. Because right now, that's the play that is keeping us, not the only reason, but it is one of the main reasons keeping us from being
ball
competitive in the
security. Yeah,
SEC.
ball security. We'll talk